Hey guys, first off, I want to say thank you for your subscribing to my goofy videos. I'm over 70 subscribers now. I know this is not a big accomplishment in the world of YouTube, but for me, I'm doing this organically. I don't actively seek out subscribers. I try to get the word out by sharing my videos on Facebook, and that's about it. So I really appreciate anybody who's subscribed and interacting with the channel, and I feel an obligation to better my videos, and I will get there at some point. But for now, I just do this stuff on the fly, and any sort of topic that comes to mind is something I hit. So right now in the Hudson Valley, New York, we've got some sort of crazy weather system going through, and the sirens have been going off, and we might hear them in the background. If that happens, I apologize. But I'm outside in the garage. I'm enjoying some iced tea with my vintage Return of the Jedi glass. And we're going to talk a little bit about Mecha. So, my understanding of the term mecha is anything mechanized, and that could be in a sci-fi capacity, anything mechanized in a sci-fi capacity, and that could be robots or bipedal or quadrupedal or whatever, human operated mechanical exosuits, and possibly even cyborgs. The phrase mecha is a wide it casts a wide net over design, and I'm going to show some of my mecha in my 1/18 scale collection, but this is not an all-encompassing view of every piece of mecha I own. I have a few more, and at some point we'll do a second video on that. But as a builder and a maker, and somebody's trying to do an environment for the action figures, and I'm also a model maker, and I even do some artwork from time to time. I always seek out inspiration, and I have a pretty reasonable sized library of art books and making of books on films that I like. And I pulled some of them out that are directly applicable to the topic of mecha. And two of my favorite artists, I'll simplify it in layman's terms, for Eastern and Western mecha design. So Eastern, we'll call Asia, Japan, China, Taiwan, Hong Kong, all that sort of stuff. So two of my favorite Eastern mecha designers are Ko Yokoyama and Masamune Shiro. Now, Ko Yokoyama I is probably the first Japanese mecha designer I was ever exposed to, and I fell in love with his work. He's responsible for the Machine and Krieger line of models, and also known at some point as SF3D. And I think there was even something called ZBV 3000 or something like that. There's a lot of information online about Ko Yokoyama and his style, his unique style. So this book is his sketchbook on the Machine and Krieger stuff. And if you've never seen his work, I'm sure you have these sort of models and things like that. And I'll be showing a mecha of his in a few minutes. But this is a sketchbook of all his designs for the Machine and Krieger world. And whenever I want inspiration and I'm feeling that I want to explore this world of sort of diesel punk kind of post-apocalyptic combat, I take a dive into the Ko Yokoyama world here. There's a great book. I suggest this one. Now, Masamune Shiro, if you've heard of the Appleseed animes, he's the creator of that. He's responsible for the design of Appleseed and the character and all that, as far as I'm aware. In my opinion, Masamune Shiro is probably Well, here, let's flip through the book and we'll get an idea for this. This is called Ballistics, which for obvious reasons will feature lots of gun designs. And so, the thing with the manga anime, I'm sorry, the anime style girly stuff. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Like the cutesy face and the voluptuous builds that they have. It's not my thing, but I do appreciate the sci-fi design and aesthetics and all that. And I mean, it is what it is. It's an acquired taste for Westerners like myself, I suppose. He's got a huge, strong fan base, as all anime does. It's got a huge fan base, but I don't know. I'm an old man. I'm old fashioned, and things like these. I don't know. It's forgive me. I'm no prude. It's just it's not the girls half naked is not really my thing, especially the aesthetics of the anime style. But anyhow, here's some what appears to be some Appleseed stuff here, and here you go. There's Appleseed, and Doinen is the girl. So I'm sure you've seen it. If not, it's worth checking out. There's several incarnations of it, and so Masamune Shiro, in my opinion, is one of the greatest weapons designers out there. He really does some awesome sci-fi weaponry, and as far as firearms design, I think he's only second to John Browning or Eugene Stoner. And if you're not aware of those weapons designers, just Google them and look them up, because I'm sure you've seen their work. Moving on, then with some more now Western-based mecha stuff, mecha artwork and whatnot. So this is Calamity. I follow him on Facebook. I'm not quite sure what sort of entity Calamity is. I get the impression that they produce resin kits once in a while. I think it's sort of a boutique industry, and but a lot of hobby content, and an excellent maker of mecha, and some great designs here. This book, if you're into model making or customizing or just sci-fi design in general, is recommended. I like this work a lot, and I like this is definitely the type of aesthetics that appeal to me. This military, industrial, futuristic, yet somewhat grounded in sort of mechanical physics. I like this sort of stuff. So a good book I recommend, Abacan 2288. And then here's a book called Nothing But Mech by Design Studio Press. I think you can get this one on Amazon. I've had all these for a while, so I probably purchased them at conventions and hobby shows, and maybe even eBay. But this is a compilation of various artists, and the content is all mecha stuff. So good stuff, good variation in style, and if you want to be inspired and you don't want just a single artist's content, then a compilation book like this is a good way to go. And a lot of these artists are concept artists for the movies we all love. And here you go. Here's a guy, Greg Broadmoor. This design here is very much informed by Ko Yokoyama's style. And I used to do a lot of work for an artist who worked with Andy Warhol. I used to do a lot of mold making for this gentleman. He's very old now, but he used to say all the time, nobody creates in a vacuum. So we're all influenced by something. So these are just some books to influence you and your customizing. And we're going to fold right into talking about Mecha and two of the Eastern designers that I mentioned. So right here is an Appleseed figure by Snap Kits. And these are older kits. They have a whole team of Appleseed characters. I don't have the Dynan figure yet. I sort of cooled off on picking these up, but I should track her down. And I won't spoil the lore behind the story, but they're important characters to each other. Anyhow, these snap kits are exactly what they are. You snap them together and they create action figures. Masamune Shiro's design of this character. This is Briareos. I've never been a particular fan of the bunny ears thing. I get it as a sort of device. It makes sense as some sort of antenna or radar receivers or something like that. But aesthetically, I don't know. The bunny ears is it's immediately identifiable to me, but I don't know. I think it's kind of silly. Anyhow, these snap kits are they're not delicate, but they're flimsy. Like the arms get loose after a while, and but they're pretty nice. These are 120 scale, so if we take a 118 scale figure, like this girl back here, and put her next to Briareos, they're fine as characters to one another, but in reality, in the traditional lore, Briareos should be much bigger than she is. He's a big hulking cyborg. The character's a cop who's I don't know, was either killed or near death, but his brain is in a fully cyborg body. That's my understanding of the character. And once again, Masamune Shiro's weapons design work. This is a nice gun for the action figure line. It's really well done. So we're going to put him off to the side, and we'll move on here. And let's talk a little bit about Ko Yokoyama again. So here is a 1/16 scale mech suit from the Ko Yokoyama Machine and Krieger world. And this is by a company called Ernest Core, and this mech suit, a lot of the mech suits had different names. This one's called Gustav. They had German names, and the German aesthetic, the World War II German aesthetic, is hidden all over his work. Like these emblems, for example, are very much like a World War II Luftwaffe fighter squadron would have, or even a U-boat crew would have this painted on the conning tower of the U-boat. But this mech is a fully painted like model. It's delicate, but it's pretty cool. And this comes with a figure. You'd never get a full action figure in here, but this comes with this female figure driver that you can insert into the cockpit. I'm not going to do it on camera right now because it's just I'm one-handed as I'm doing this. But right here you can see the World War II German influence here. This jacket she's wearing is called a Panzer Wrap, and this is the exact uniform World War II tank drivers would have. And her cap is a German M43 cap. I think in the lore of Machine and Krieger, it's a futuristic, post-apocalyptic war or culture or something that's influenced by the Second World War or World War II Germany or something like that. There's different factions and stuff. And then here's one of the weapons. The suit comes with different parts and hands and and different weapons. And this is uh, directly ripped off of a German World War II Panzerfaust anti-tank weapon. Yeah, he's got a thing for the German stuff. And the detail, I just love this sort of basic style mecha. It's like diesel punk. It's armored, and it's not too overly detailed. Very much, it appeals to me. It's almost like a 1950s refrigerator, just in its aesthetics. And I don't know why I like that. Oh, by the way, this original design, I don't know if you'll be able to like interpret it here, but it's based on a helicopter. This when Ko Yokoyama used to prototype his models, it was a lot of kit bashing and scratch building, and this was a helicopter. I'm not sure of the model helicopter, but it's that bubble copter like Magnum PI had. TC's character flew in Magnum PI. And that was the basis for the body. So we'll put this off to the side, and we're going to move on to some more modern mecha here. We'll start with the smallest, and then we'll work back to the biggest. So this one is who was this? All right, this character goes with this. This was called Soldier Story, and I believe it was a Chinese company. It came with a few figures. In my opinion, this is directly influenced by Ko Yokoyama, and it's got sort of Joy Toy quality aesthetics to it, but it's pretty cool. I like the size of it, and it's not so German looking. It's more it's almost like Cold War Russia looking to me. But anyhow, I just thought I'd share this one with you. It's really cool. We'll put that off to the side, and we'll start looking at some of these big boys here. So these are Joy Toy. I want to say they were called Iron Wrecker. And I also think they were 1/24 scale. These are actually dual scale. So while they're primarily 1/24, they can fit 1/18 scale figures here. And I do have a Joy Toy figure put into the cockpit of this one. And she's wearing her helmet, and you can see her feet sticking out there. And then you would close down this hatch, and she has full frontal armor, and visibility would be through instruments and things like this. I really dig this one. I like the green color. Green is one of my favorite colors, and I like the military aesthetics. I did not put a figure in this one, but the backs hinge open on both of these mecha. I don't want to do it one-handed. I might knock it over. But this one is more of a lunar character here, and kind of reminiscent of a NASA spacesuit with the gold faceplate and the white sort of asbestos-looking suit. And that's a Joy Toy figure there for scale comparison. In my opinion, this is about the perfect size for battle mechs to me, compared to a human here. If bipedal mechs were a real thing, I would think they could only be about this big and still be worthwhile to do. But that's just me. Joy Toy makes tons of mecha now. I can't keep up. I only buy what I like, and this definitely fit into my my wheelhouse, as people like to say. But the detail on these is just incredible. It's unmatched, I think. Really good stuff. And I think the military version is somewhat different on the back. No, they're pretty similar to each other. But anyhow, not sure if these are still available, but That's them. So moving on to some other mecha, let's talk about these little characters here. These are not truly 1/18 scale, but I am making them 1/18 scale in my world building. So these mecha frogs are model kits that are all snapped together. They're molded in color, and they're fully articulated. They'd make great stop motion animation models. These are by a company called Number 57. The line is called Manhunter, and these are grave frogs. They actually make different animals with the same idea of them being outfitted in mecha suits. There is a set of sharks that I have. There's a bear that I have not built yet. And I believe there's a set of turtles, which I have not picked up. I'm not quite keen on the turtles. The design is a little more, in my opinion, a little more what's kaiju than mecha, in my opinion. But they are mechs nonetheless. So we'll finish up with those guys, and then we'll talk about these weird guys here. So these are Gashapon toys from Japan. I've mentioned Gashapon stuff in some of my previous videos. So Gashapon machines are vending machines in Japan, and you put your money in, and you can get a toy out of them in the form of a capsule, or in this case, these skulls would be all the little parts would be inside, and the skulls would be wrapped up. So there was a line of cyborg skeleton kind of characters, and here's one of them in the driver's seat of this mecha. And they made a few different colors of these characters, and they were all Gashapon toys. And then later on down the line, they produced these bipedal skull walking vehicles. And I have not really seen anything like this before. I'd almost say it's like, I don't know. I just don't know what I could compare it to. Howl's Moving Castle or aesthetics like that. I really don't know, but they were wild. I had to pick them up when I discovered them. And I have a couple more, and I'm thrilled to have them in my collection. I think they're great. So another sort of tangent off of the mecha stuff and the 1/18 scale toys, I call like art toys. And that's where these guys come in. So these robots, these are called World War Robot. And there's an artist who designed all these. Look it up, and you'll be able to find more information than I can convey here. I'll keep you here all night if I keep yakking. So this obviously is a desert camo battle robot, and this one is a naval combat robot. This one will have a place on my my 1/18 scale salvage vessel, and if you've not seen that, look up my videos, and you'll see what I'm talking about there. So I call these kind of art toys. They're articulated. They have movable joints and things like that, but they're a little more on the delicate side, in my opinion. So you have to take care with those. So moving on, there's this thing from Underverse as well. This is a set of freight cubes. Once again, an artist collaboration with Underverse. And I do believe it was pitched as 1/18 scale. In my world, it's definitely going to be 1/18 scale. In my sci-fi city, there will be no shortage of freight handling and landing pads and sort of mecha to carry the cargo around. You'll see the sort of cutesy faces designed on the crates. Once again, that's the artist's work there. And the interesting thing about these freight cubes is they're magnetic. So you can detach them all as individual cubes. There's a metal base, and there's articulation to this. So you can move the legs back and forth, and swivel the hips on the body, and full detail painted all around. Interesting things happening there, and then so there you go. He magnetizes back onto the base, which I find immensely helpful here. And then each crate can just magnetize onto the next one, and you can make it like a precarious cargo load. Is it going to fall on your action figures? No, because it's all magnetic. Woohoo! So a unique piece there. Now folding into mecha design and influence onto the Western world, we're going to move right into a few of these characters here. So this is the Ironmonger from Marvel, and it's from that animated Captain Carter series, one of those Marvel what if type of alternate universe things. I believe this was intended to be 1/12 scale. I'm going to make it 1/18 scale in my collection. And here's a Marauder World War II infantryman to do a comparison there. And I think that comparison kind of works. Now, it may be blasphemous for me to say or even imply that this is influenced by Eastern mecha design, because this is actually more informed by the Iron Man design from the comic books. But I thought I'd include it because it is indeed mecha. It is just American mecha. Fully detailed around the back with the jetpack, and there's a couple other things that came with this. I bought this one secondhand at a toy show, but it was pretty complete. I do have the jet blaster effects and the alternative hands, but he could always use some other cool stuff. Maybe I'll kit him out with some ammo bags and things from the 1/18 scale collection, and that would make some sense here. So probably some of the most famous American mecha is the RoboCop designs, like Ed 209. This is a Super 7 version of Ed 209. I know Kenner made one, and I think Hiya Toys makes one. But for me, I'm just happy to have the Super 7 one. It's pretty robust and toy-like. I like that as opposed to some of the more delicate stuff out there. I'm pretty fond of Ed 209. I thought it was great when I saw RoboCop. And then I saw RoboCop 2, and I saw Kane. The Kane robot to me is just unparalleled in design. It's odd, it's unique, it's menacing, and it's just overly complicated, which is just brilliant. This is a Hiya Toys 1/18 scale Kane robot, and an interesting anecdote about the design. So Phil Tippett Studios created the robot, but I don't think Phil Tippett himself designed it. I cannot recall the gentleman's name, but there's no shortage of information out there on the Kane robot. But they sort of wanted to overdo it because of, well, not because, but just to be spiteful to the collectors out there, that if anybody wanted to produce this, they're going to have hell to pay because of the amount of detail and the complexity of the design. Well, Tippett Studios certainly did accomplish that, but Hiya Toys wound up producing this, and they've done quite an admirable job of this character. It's just it's stop motion animation quality. It's just amazing. We're going to close it up with my favorite toy line, which is the Knights of the Slice, and this mecha design. So this character in the yellow is called Sen 5. And Knights of the Slice is created by Jesse DeStacio of Toy Pizza. And most of the characters are drawn, are extrapolated from his childhood drawings. Jesse has an immense archive of his childhood drawings, and he produces action figures. He's an American toy maker, and he produces these independently. I think it's just incredible. I think the fact that these are Glios-driven toys, and I've talked about Glios before, and there's no shortage of videos on Glios. The fact that these are original designs from his youth, and he has a whole storyline attached to this. This is why I'm so fond of Knights of the Slice. So Sen 5 comes in various colorways. There's always a different reinvention of the character, and different features. They all have the same features, but the colorway drives the story here. So this one being more construction based, but you see, you can remove that face covering, and there's this sort of cyborg face underneath with an exposed brain, and some of the other neat things about the Sen units can be driven by these little characters. This is a removable back seat, so this little guy, which is called a dolls unit, D period O period L period S period, is a removable character, and you get a lot of play value out of all of the Knights of the Slice figures. So all these are Glios connected. The arms and legs, all the parts are removable, and they connect with Glios joints. And you can interact with other Glios figures. There's other makers that produce completely different lines, and you can create infinite combinations. For example, here's another colorway of Sen 5 here with the cyborg head in place. And you see the peg on the back. This is actually, my hand was in the way. That peg right there is removable, and you could put the seat on or change it up or make him completely autonomous as is. But the final mech here is going to be this character, which is also from Toy Pizza, Knights of the Slice, and this is a Gauss armor character. So this particular version is called the Relgost Fugitive, and this character is also this design is also available in several different colorways. But look at the design of this. This is made by an independent maker without the benefit of the resources of Hasbro or things like that. Just look at this. The detail is incredible. As far as I'm concerned, this is an action figure accomplishment that's unmatched. And it's Glios driven, so you can disconnect the pegs, you can change the head, you can change the backpack. The play value of this is just amazing. But this is Jesse's original design, and it definitely has a certain manga Asian influence. It's sort of Guyver-like, if you're familiar with the Guyver, and but it's totally his. So what a beautiful figure, I think. So that's it, folks. That's all the talk about Mecha for tonight, and I'll probably do another video or two when I dig out some other Mecha from the collection. But for now, that's what we got. So hope you're all doing well. Thanks for watching.